Hello, my name is Jacinta, and I'm going to be doing an interview on a young lady named Florentina. Florentina, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how old you were when you came to America?
Yeah, my name is Florentina Gomez. I came from Mexico at age 3.
Okay. How did you learn to speak English?
My parents started with me very young, at a very young age, in preschool. So I think I was 3 or 4 when I started in preschool. That's how I learned English.
Okay. Describe yourself as a preschool child. Were you curious, adventurous, nature-loving, physically active, shy?
Usually shy, caring, and quiet child.
How you observe your parents with other children? Do they speak English?
They do speak English. They prefer Spanish over English because that's their native language. But my dad is like a dad to every child there is.
Oh, that's so sweet. What was the knowledge environment like in your home? Do you speak primarily Spanish, or do you do both English and Spanish?
Usually both, because my parents do want to learn English, so I usually help them with the English language, and then the Spanish if they have any confusion in the English.
Okay. Now, what type of reading did your mother and father do with you when you were younger? Was it reading in English or Spanish?
Usually both, because I go to school, so I had to read English. Spanish was somewhat, my dad never knew how to read or write English, so he couldn't help me as much. My mom was the one that helped me most of the time.
Okay, so did they want you to like answer to them in Spanish?
Yeah, pretty much in Spanish, but if they're like go to the job interview or go shopping or go to the doctor's office, they wanted me to help them translate or give them like a sentence for them to understand, so they won't be over there so confused at doctor's office or jobs.
Okay. Now, when you were in school, how long were you in the ESOL program?
A few years. I think I left at high school, so maybe to middle school. Then high school, I wasn't in it anymore.
Okay. Now, were you in any other programs in school, like the gifted program or anything?
Not really.
Just the ESOL?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and did that really help you to learn English better?
It did.
Okay. Now, can you just tell me a little bit about your ethnic group and like what traditions you participate in at home?
It's mainly through religion instead of culture. So religion, I'm Catholic.
Okay.
And it's mainly through them, and then the Spanish, the Mexican culture is usually like food.
What are some foods that you eat?
Tamales, enchiladas, flautas, mole, barbacoa, birria, tacos. That's a lot. I can make dozens of foods. Very delicious.
So during like Christmas time, do you have any Christmas celebrations that you do or anything?
Just Christmas.
Just Christmas.
Christmas is our main thing. And we just do barbacoa. It's like a big celebration for us.
Okay. Now, what was the neighborhood or community like in which you grew up in?
It was very quiet.
Oh.
We were out in the country, so we had nobody. We probably had to like earn a few neighbors and stuff.
And were your neighbors from Mexico or?
No. One was Asian, so I don't know. I think she was Vietnamese. Her husband was Caucasian, and that's it. We just had one neighbor basically growing up, and then we moved into the city, and we were surrounded with Caucasian people, so There were no Latin peoples around us, only Caucasian.
Okay. Now, how does your ethnic group views with like work and family or like your marriage?
Good question. We're very hardworking, so I was taught be on time, make sure you do all your work. You don't complain, basically. You just do your work and be happy that you still have a job. What was the second one?
Like on marriage, like
marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage we take very seriously, especially in the Catholic religion. There's no such thing as divorce.
Mm-hmm.
There is, you have to go through the priest and get annulled. But we take marriage very seriously in the Mexican culture.
Okay. Do you feel you and your family have assimilated to the American culture? So pretty much have y'all like adapted to the American culture since being here?
Like I'm already used to it. Like I've been here since I was 3, so I'm already used to every American culture.
Now what about your parents? Did they adapt pretty easily to the American culture?
They had trouble at first because language barrier.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, they already got used to it. Because my dad been here for 30 years already, so
okay,
already used to the culture.
Now, I think I heard you already say, but do you speak any other languages? And what was your first language?
It's Spanish and English, and Spanish was my first language.
Okay. And how important is literacy in your family? Like, how important is education in your family?
Important. My dad had a saying to me and to my siblings, I can't leave a, how do you say it? I forgot that word. Money with you, but at least I could leave you an education.
Right. So if you have children, how do you plan on teaching them? Are you going to start them as their first language Spanish or English?
Both, probably Spanish first.
Okay.
Because they're going to learn English at the school anyway. So, because now it's important to have 2 languages, especially in this generation. It's very important to have both. So for me, it's very important to have my kids learn Spanish first.
Okay.
And then English, because English is an easier language to learn.
English is easier to learn than Spanish?
Yeah, picked it up real quick. So.
You picked it up pretty quick?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your favorite teacher like in school?
We didn't have good teachers, so that's hard to say. I probably don't have a very good teacher.
So in the ESOL program, were they pretty patient with you and really tried to help you learn the English language, or were they kind of just whatever?
They were good. They were patient and stuff, but since I dropped high school, I didn't need them. But they were patient to a certain point because I knew mostly how to speak and write and everything by middle school.
Okay. And I just have about one more question. Sorry, let me get my paper. So how did your parents or authority figures handle discipline for you as a child?
Or there were timeouts, spankings, and then the evil stare, if you know what that means.
Right.
That look. And that's when you know you're in trouble. But I was a good child. I never got in trouble. I was very obedient and everything. Yeah, I didn't have too much discipline.
Okay, so did you have any special services that were available to you coming from Mexico, such as like health insurance, education?
I was 3, so I don't know. So I'm not sure about that question.
Or anything right now?
So.
No?
Not really.
Okay. All right. Well, that would conclude our interview. And thank you so much, Florentina, for the interview.